Hi everybody, this is Rhys Barber from Audiology Associates. Thanks very much for watching the wax removal compilation video today. 2 patients in this compilation video. Now this first one was really interesting. This wax is rock solid and it's almost like a curl that goes all the way around the outside part of the ear canal here. So the patient was getting a few issues when they were getting water in their ears. It was a bit of pain. Also they were feeling really blocked up for a good few hours if they got water in there. You can see why this is tough as old boots. It does not want to come away really easily here. So it's all connected together. Basically, it spirals around the ear canal wall. So we're just trying to use various tools here just to try and loosen this up. So you can see I've used suction, that didn't budge it. We've used Jobson horn, that didn't budge it. Let's see what the crocodile forceps can do. If we can get a good grip on this outer part of the wax here, I'm hoping we can sort of detach it. We're struggling here with the forceps as well. Even that one won't go in, and that's because it's so securely attached on the one side. So I'm just using the Rosen inserter here just to pull on this front section. Now I'm hoping if the wax is tough enough, the whole thing will stay together and it'll start to pull this whole section out. But at the moment, it's just sort of not really able to get a fantastic grip in here. You can see I'm sort of struggling really to get just behind. I just want to get just inside this front section, but because obviously the Rosen inserter is so thin, what's happening, oh, it's a little bit of wax just at the entrance of the canal. Let's just shove that out of the way. There we go. Because it's so thin, it's pulling through this front section. So what I'm going to do here is just see if we can lift, just use the bottom jaw of the forceps just to lift this and then clamp onto the bit that's lifted off. Just an awkward piece of wax. It's not even that big, and sometimes this will happen, even the really sort of small ones, the small pieces. Oh my goodness, we go, there you go, you've had the full shebang here now, guys. We've had suction, Jobson horn, crocodile forceps, Rosen inserter, and St. Bart's hook comes in at the end here just to try and get this out. And the reason being, we said about the Rosen inserter pulling through that initial section. St. Bart's hook a little bit wider on the front end, is able just to move this forwards a little bit. But because it's spiraled all the way around the ear canal, it is holding on for grim death in here. But we've managed to loosen it using every single tool in the arsenal, apart from the spoons actually. We didn't use the Sarah spoons just because it wouldn't work on this particular type of wax. But we're just going to try and lift. You can see here, patient was asking me constantly, you know, is it coming out yet? Is it coming out yet? Is it coming? And this is why we're moving a lot, is because the jaw's moving. It's a narrow ear canal, so it looks like a lot more movement than actually is there. But we've managed to attach it from the side of the wall. Wow, forceps almost. My goodness me, this was a tough bit. And it's not even that big, but it was just such a tough piece of wax. Let's see if we can pull this section. Oh my goodness, this was a battle. It is like kryptonite for every single tool. Oh, there we go. It's just starting to move. We've just got, you see that bottom section pull forwards. Oh, it broke through. Almost. Let's go back in with the St. Bart's hook here. Let's get behind that other section. We've got it moving. Let's hopefully the St. Bart's hook can pull this forwards. Even if it gets it out enough for me to get a different tool on it, that'd be great. Right, brilliant. Now we've got a little bit on the end. Is this going to stay together enough for us to get the crocodile forceps on? Of course it's not. No. So we're just going to go in now and get this next piece. It's just a real, look how, and the reason you can see we're having so much difficulty, it's hard, but it's so hard it's gone crumbly. And as I'm pulling this, everything's holding it. There we go. It's on its way. There we are. You can see that working out. I'm going to pick this up with the forceps here. Let's see if we can get a good view of this. It's really dark as well. It's really hard to get a good view, but you can see all that dead skin around the outside edge. There we go. Let's bring it up to the camera a little bit. You could see that kind of twist there. Oh, but what have we got now? We've got a piece of wax that's right down against the eardrum. This is basically, it's just such a tough removal to do. And like I said, there's not a tremendous amount in here, but it's a tougher one to do. So I'm just working very slowly here down to this plug. What's happened here? It's a thin layer that's gone up over the eardrum. There we go. We got the grip. Out that comes. Thank goodness that came out as one piece. And it wasn't as difficult as the front section to get out. You can just give it a bit. Give this a bit of a wiggle. There we go. Put my teeth back in. So it's on its way out now. There we are. Out that comes. That was a chunky bit right down against the eardrum. Now the reason that was so misty as well, guys, obviously we released all that wax there. A lot of humidity in here. A little bit of olive oil mixed in as well. This last little tiny bit to get out. Just going to sneak down to this bit because it's really sensitive in this part of the ear. There you go, out that comes. Let's bring that all the way out. I don't want to drop it. There we go. Looking good. There we are. And let's take a look behind that now. There we go. Eardrum looking very, very good there. There's a lot of redness in there. I think that's obviously where we had to work on the canal. All the blood vessels come to the surface as well. But it looks pretty good in there. So we've got 3 centimeters, 1¼ inches worth of wax there, guys, that came out. That first piece you can see, that, or the bigger of the pieces, I should say, really. That was that twist of wax we saw right at the entrance to the canal there. Oof, that was a tough one. Okay, so we're on our second patient now. Let's take a look at this one. Very, very different. The last one was dry as a bone. This one now, it looks a lot wetter in here. It looks like a much softer type of wax. Ah, there you go. Yes, so it is a little bit softer. There is a little bit of skin involved in here, and you can see that when I start to pull this away. Can you see the layers of skin? This is almost a bit like a keratosis obturans kind of skin issue. It's all coming away from the canal and wrapping around a central plug of wax here. So we're just going to loosen this up. Now, thank goodness this patient had used a little bit of olive oil. If they hadn't, this skin would be tough. It would be a real tough one to do. So what you'll see now is much softer. Look when I get a grip. Can you see it starts to pull some of the skin away, but it does detach really easily. And now the reason that I'm switching here to the crocodile forceps and not using the suction on this bit is when I was putting the suction on, all those layers of skin started to move independently of one another. So they were almost sort of folding over one another, which meant it was really difficult to get a grip on this central section. So I want to try and break some of that skin down first. There you go. Look at that layer coming away now. You can see it detaching from the canal wall. See how it was attached a little bit further in? There you go. And if we take a look at this top layer, now that was also attached, but to the opposing canal wall. So you had all these layers of skin that were holding on to the canal wall that didn't want to budge. So we had to get the forceps in to pull them away first. Then the suction's got enough power to be able to pull them off the canal wall. This is the next layer of skin. There you go. You can see that sheet. Look, see how we talk about these almost cornflakes of skin here, and this is a really good analogy for this type. Look at that. You can see the layers that have been traveling down. So imagine all these layers coming off the canal wall, all wrapping around this central plug, and that's exactly what's happened here. Now we can get hold of that central plug. Fingers crossed there'll be no more skin attached to the back end of this, which is going to hold this in. Oh, having to give it a bit of a wiggle there, guys, just to try and get this out of the canal. It doesn't want to come away. Oh, get a bit more of a wiggle. We're taking the wiggle to 13 here, guys. We're cranking this right up just to try and get this out. And there we go. Out that comes. Yeah. That is a chunky plug to try and get out of a little tiny ear canal. Very dark piece of wax at the end there, so a little bit older. Oh, there we go. So we can see this is what it looked like to start with. The reason it was holding on so tightly, you can just see those little lumps and bumps there. Now that looks to me a bit like a surfer's ear, or the start of a surfer's ear. So just over 2.5, well, just under 3 centimeters. Go on, we'll give us the benefit of the doubt. 1 centimeter, there we go. Fabulous. 1 inch. Oh my goodness me, guys. I need a cup of coffee. Oh, I don't drink coffee. I need a cup of tea. That's what I need this morning. Well, as always, guys, if you enjoyed the video, then please give us a thumbs up. If you really enjoyed the video, then consider subscribing. If you have any questions or comments, pop them into the comment section below. And as always, guys, take care of yourselves, take care of your ears, and take care of one another. And I'll see you again real soon. Bye, everyone.